Hey guys, so I just wanted to read you a story that I love to read for Think Win Win. So this is from Habit 4. It's in the 7 Habits book, the red book. So it's on page 152 if you want to look at it yourself. I call it the basketball story. So here goes. As a high school sophomore, I played on the girls' basketball team. I was pretty good for my age and tall enough to be a starter on the varsity team, even though I was just a sophomore. One of my classmates named Pam, a dear friend, a sophomore as well, was also moved up to be a starter on the varsity squad. I had a sweet little shot I could hit quite regularly from 10 feet out. I began making 4 or 5 of those shots a game and began getting recognized for it. It soon became apparent that Pam didn't like all the attention I was getting and decided, consciously or not, to keep the ball from me. It didn't matter how open I was for the shot, Pam stopped passing the ball to me. One night, after playing a terrible game in which Pam kept the ball from me most of the game, I was as mad as I'd ever been. I spent hours talking with my dad, going over everything, expressing my anger toward my friend turned enemy, Pam. After a long discussion, my dad told me the best thing he could think of would be to just give Pam the ball every time I got it. Every time. I thought that was the stupidest suggestion he'd ever given me. He simply told me it would work, and he left me at the kitchen table to think about it. I didn't. I knew it wouldn't work and put it aside as silly fatherly advice. The next game came quickly, and I was determined to beat Pam at her own game. I planned and I plotted and came out with a mission to ruin Pam's game, which isn't going to help anybody, is it? On my first possession of the ball, I heard my dad above the crowd. He had a booming voice, and even though I shut out everything around me while I was playing basketball, I could always hear Dad's deep voice. At the moment I caught the ball, he yelled out, "Give her the ball!" I hesitated for 1 second, and then I did what I knew was right. Even though I was open for a shot, I found Pam, and I passed her the ball. She was shocked for a moment, but then she turned, shot, and sank the ball for 2 points. As I ran down the court to play defense, I felt a feeling I'd never felt before. True joy for the success of another human being. And even more, I realized it put us ahead. We were winning. I continued to give her the ball every time I got it in the first half. Every single time. In the second half, I did the same. I only shot if it was a designated play or if I was wide open for the shot. We won that game, and in the games that followed, Pam began to pass me the ball as much as I passed it to her. Our teamwork was getting stronger and stronger, and so is our friendship. We won the majority of our games that year and became a legendary small-town duo. The local newspaper even did an article on our ability to pass to one another and sense each other's presence. Overall, I scored more points than ever before. So I love that story. And I mean, I'm not a big basketball person, but I think we could apply this to things other than basketball, right? She went in thinking lose-lose, right? Because she was like, fine, if she's going to get me, I'm going to get her. And then by the time she finished it, she was thinking win-win. And everybody was winning. Their team was winning. They actually became like famous for it. So when we think win-win, sometimes that's what happens. We can influence the people around us, our friends, and maybe even our enemies, to think more win-win too. And that's what our objective should always be. So hope you like the basketball story.